Alright guys, February is a short month, but it has been packed full of content. We're going to start off with this Biohazard and Evasive Maneuvers Ronin. He also can crit into your block here. You got to be a little careful there. So we're going to go with Iceman here. I like him because I can knock him down and still not worry about the evades, because I do have the cold snaps, the frostbites, all that fun stuff. So I'm just going to spam special ones here. Get the cold snap on, then I don't have to worry about the evasive maneuvers. See, evade failed there on the right hand side. I like to see that. So I'm just going to spam special ones. If I want to go ahead and if I can bait his specials here, no problem. I just want to spam special ones. That's all it is. Keep the evade in check. So an evade counter is great, but you want someone who is bleed and or poison immune. If you hit into him, you're going to put bleeds. If you hit into his block, you're going to get poisons. So here we go. Nothing too crazy on this one, and down goes Ronin. Next up, we've got Sandman. This one here, I'm sure there's lots of different counters I could use. There's Heavy Assault, Dulled. There's also Third Law. You gotta be, and Gimme Shelter is the one. You need buffs in order to do damage. So I threw the Odin pre-fights on Angela, and then I was just spamming heavy attacks for the most part. You can see like 2 heavy attacks in, we've already like taken off 10%. So really, I just sped up this one because it was a little boring here. I'm sure you could use lots of different champs, but you want to have buffs in order to do damage here. And Heavy Assault is going to help. Just be careful if like you don't want to get leveled by his heavy attack. Again, the specials aren't really doing too much on this. It's just the heavy, just heavy away. Get some buffs, big heavy attacks. That's what you want to do against this Sandman. So I'm going to let the music play out on this one. It was a little bit of a long one. Even sped up, it's going a little slow. So we'll see you at the next fight. Alright, next up we've got King Groot. The main things to worry about for King Groot, I would say, are Bubble Shield and Conflictor. So your debuffs aren't gonna work so great here. In terms of like he's gonna convert it. So we're just gonna. I just actually just went in with America Chavez. Take the first couple hits. Either go for an intercept or bait a heavy attack here. Just watch out for those bubble shield charges. And then because he's got so many buffs, America Chavez just absolutely wrecks him. So again, we're just going to bait special one. Don't worry about his regen too much. We're just going to go in here, and we're hitting extremely hard. But again, we do have like a rank 2 7-star unduped Chavez, but any Chavez will probably do here. Even a 5-star will wreck this guy. So again, we're just going to go in here, bait special ones, and absolutely go to town on King Groot. If it's a buff heavy champion there, I don't think you can gain power here unless like you're charging your heavy attacks. So it's fine. It doesn't matter with America Chavez. You can use the striker to get it like the one of her dimensions available. And then that's pretty much just, again, just hit and go for those, mid-combo stuns, and you are good to go. So again, we're just going to bait out another special one here, and pretty much done here. The more buffs he gets, the more furies he has, the easier he goes down with America Chavez. Next up, we're going to fast forward through most of this fight, but one of my buddies let me know this one had, again, bob and weave. Every hit is going to be critical, every single hit. So Extinction Protocol, Delirium, reverse controls on the special. If you have an Ebony Maw and you have time to kill, okay, and there's stun immunity here, you can just go into the fight, literally do nothing, and because it's Ebony Maw, he cannot miss. He cannot get hit. The opponent, He cannot get hit the entire fight. So I can just sit there, I can hit, I could do nothing. I could literally just sit here, put the phone down, and not do a single thing, and I will not die unless I try to evade one of his specials. There's a one point where I think I make a mistake, where I tap the screen by mistake at the wrong time, and I actually got some bleed damage, but I still survived. But other than that, really, there's nothing to do. So I'm just going to fast forward through the rest of this fight. If you want to use Ebony Maw, I'm sure you could use lots of other champions to get through this Ultron, but this is just the cheesiest way to get through it. My buddy, I think it was Snyderman, I used to play incursions with him back in the day in some tournaments, and he messaged me, he's like, it's bob and weave, you gotta use Ebony Maw. So I'm gonna go ahead, use them here, and literally I could have just put the phone down, walked away, come back, and it would be done. So that's it for the Ebony Maw against Ultron there. I'll let the rest of the video fast forward, and I'll see you at the next fight. Alright guys, next up is one of the first new champions. We got Dust. The main thing here is to avoid the Sandstorm. Okay, she also has non-contact, can't parry her medium attack, so you use Magneto House of X to bypass that, and you need someone who is going to put on Incinerates to get rid of the sand charges that she puts on you. I decide to use Wiccan, because if I go ahead and I put on a combination of the Neutralize, she gets a bunch of buffs on this node. So if I go ahead and I neutralize those buffs, I'm going to put on Incinerates. The passive Incinerates do not work like the regular Incinerates do, but she's going to get Fury on this node. So I'm just going to try and keep the Neutralize up, convert those all into Incinerates. The Incinerates, every time we get one, are going to remove the red sand charges on the top left by me every time I try and get one. The next Incinerate is going to get it. And as long as I can parry, even the special 1 and special 2s are not that bad to evade. I'm not quite used to getting them, to countering them yet. But again, the Magneto House of X pre-fight is what you want. You could use anyone that is going to put on a ton of Incinerates. Hyperion, Torch, Elsa. This node also converts a bunch of if you knock her down with a bunch of non-damaging debuffs, will convert them also into Incinerates. So anything that you can do that's going to put Incinerates on Dust is going to eliminate those charges that are on me right now. So you can see, and the more when she gets to like 4 of those Dust charges, you get a Sandstorm, and you take a ton of passive damage like Terrax. So you do not want to deal with the Sandstorm. So Incinerate champions are your friend against Dust, and that is how we got through it. I think the Wiccan just happens to work for this particular node very well. It was also like a Mystic chapter, so I already had him on the team and thought that this would work out pretty well, and it did. So Wiccan was an interesting counter here. Not the ideal counter, but definitely worked extremely well. Last but not least, we've got Ironheart, and I decided to try this one with Gallon, just because she has a bunch of armor ups. The main thing is she rotates between different charges. At the beginning, if she has the shock up, you cannot hit into her block, or else you will get a bunch of shocks. So a shock immune champion, probably ideal. And when that blue shock charge on the top right, the third one from the right, disappears, she's going to be unblockable for a little while. So if you're going to bait out a special, you want to do it before she is unblockable, or get used to baiting that special one when it is unblockable. Here I got 1 dash, 2 dashes, and I got clipped by the last one. Still learning that full special 1 evade, but now I'm just going to back off and wait until that unblockable timer disappears. Then I can get some more hits in because she has that armor up, and I am Gallon. I'm getting tons of charges here. So I'm just going to try and build up as many as I can, and then try and nuke her down. I think I'm a little impatient, and I should have gone for more. I should have gone for more charges to get to like the full 999, but I was a little short of it when I went for it. Here again, she's unblockable at the moment, so I'm just going to wait this out. And once it's done, I can go ahead, and I think I end up going for the parry heavy here. Yeah, I go for the heavy, I go for the special 2, unblockable. She's immune to the incinerates, but we almost nuked her down. Now we just got to build up a few more charges before we take her down. So we got to go for, I think, 1 more heavy attack, 1 more special 1, and even though she's at 3 bars of power, we take her out. So hopefully you enjoyed the bosses. These were my first attempts, and that's how I did it. See you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.